Oh my God! Hello, everybody. We're back. Wyatt, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I can't believe that we're actually doing this podcast again.
It's back. We had a nice long break from League of Legends, and now we're back. I'm ready to get back to it, guys. Welcome to FiestaWatch, Season 2, Episode 1, because I forgot what number episode we're on.
Season 2, there you go.
Yeah!
We don't have to remember the numbers. We can just start over from here.
Starting executive decision. My name is Noah Walter, and joining me, as always, my co-host, Wyatt Donegan. Wyatt, what's up?
Nothing much. I'm ready. It was a nice break. It was good to kind of get away from League for a little bit, but I'm a little bit excited to get back into it. Especially
I'm happy it's back.
I'm happy it's back. Like it's been weird, like not waking up at weird times in the morning and all that kind of stuff. Like having a normal sleep schedule has been odd, but
it's been fucking dreamy. I love it.
But now that's all over and it's back to being up for 8 hours in the middle of the night again. So
yeah. Hopefully I can watch some LCK live next week. I'm still in school, so my work schedule doesn't quite accommodate that. But regardless, we are going to bring you guys some LCK news and updates, recaps, some LPL recaps and news and updates, and then some NALCS predictions. Maybe a top 10, preliminary power rankings. Maybe we'll give some predictions for some hype matches. Although realistically, like it's week 1, who gives a shit? EU also exists, but sorry, we haven't really been keeping track. As the season develops, though, we will be covering EU as well. We'll be doing our normal FiestaWatch thing where we complain about EU for like half a minute, then we talk about some stuff, and then move on. So, let's begin.
Grumble, Reckless. He's the only good person.
Grumble, no, he's not. I hate Reckless. I hate him now. Whatever. Next week. For now, though, let's focus on what I said we'd be focusing on. Let's start with the LCK. Wyatt. Korea has so many good teams now. The parity is kind of insane, if you think about it.
It's ridiculous, actually, yeah. It's like watching the LCK yesterday. I watched the games on Monday as well, or was it Tuesday? Whatever day, the first day of the season.
Sure.
And they were both 2-0s, but
nice.
I thought Samsung bounced back, and I say bounce back, but just because looking at the end of last split, Samsung won the World Championship, but at the end of summer split, Longju were the kings of the LCK.
Wait, what do you mean? Yeah, Samsung won, but no, but Samsung won. They did it. They're the boys.
They did. They're the world champion, and they showed it. They went out there and they stomped Kongju. That's what they're called. They're Kongju now. Kings of Dragon X. Excuse me.
Hold on. I think I'm getting stealth bombed. Okay, the plan's gone. Cool. Let's talk about that. First matchup of the LCK this year was King Zone Dragon X, aka Longju Gaming from last year, versus KSV, aka Samsung Galaxy. Fun fact: KSV is owned by the same group that owns the Seoul Dynasty. Looking pretty good in their Korean esports debut with a strong win over one of the perennial favorites. Let's talk about this series. A 2-0 going to Samsung. What really stood out to you? Wyatt?
I think just the fact that Samsung, because like I said, looking at the end of the summer split, Samsung didn't look decisive. Like they didn't seem to be, they weren't as dominant as they were. Like once they got into Worlds, yes, they were dominant. As we saw with the way they destroyed SKT in the finals. But I think domestically, they've been, the last couple of splits, they haven't been as strong as I would have liked. But them opening up the season with this 2-0, I think that's a huge statement because, like I said, Longju was the overwhelming dark horse that came out of nowhere, finally reached the top, destroyed everybody in the summer split. So they still are the kings. They're the reigning LCK champions. So to take them down 2-0, that was a huge statement in my mind.
Right, for sure. Not only that, but there's something about a 2-0 that's very decisive. And it's early in the year, so we can't really say definitively that KSV will be a better team than Kings. I hate their name. King Zone Dragon X. King hyphen Zone.
Why does that be so long?
So I don't even care it's long. It just sucks, Wyatt. Disagree with me, please. His name is Jax.
It's a terrible name. When I saw it, I was like, what is this? Like, what the fuck?
What am I looking at? Hello?
Yeah, it's like KSV, at least that's just like an initial or something, but King Zone Dragon X, make up your mind. King, Dragon, pick one.
It reminds me of TSM Snapdragon, but it's terrible. But TSM Snapdragon's decent-ish.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, It was an exciting win. Glad to see everybody playing well. Then later that day, Kongdu Monster took a 2-0 over MVP.
Which I thought was big too, because this was,
we'll talk about it.
I mean, just really quick, this is their first game back in the LCK after being out for a year. They got relegated in spring or summer of 2016, so this is their return. And while MVP is not one of the top teams in the league, they haven't been the last couple splits, but still coming back in and getting that 2-0, good job, GG's to Kongju. So I was definitely happy to see that, because like you said, there seems to be parity again, which has been fun with LCK. So I'm excited.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I think the parity in the LCK is definitely one of the big reasons why I'm excited to watch this upcoming year. Let's move into today's matches. We saw where are we going to start? Oh, Afrika versus KT Rolster. KT, perennial choke artists. They went down to by a 2-1 margin. Afrika took the win. It was a hotly contested series for sure. But Afrika looked really good, especially considering there were a lot of question marks surrounding this team with Marin stepping down from the top lane.
I mean, it was huge, and especially this was the first time in a year that they beat KT, because KT's won the last 4 matchups 2-1. So same score, but Afrika finally turned it around and picked up the win. So it was, and they played really well. I mean, KT, like you said, they are kind of known for being choke artists and kind of failing at the best, or at the worst possible moment. That's usually when they trip up and fall. But still good, for Afrika to get that win early, especially because if you can get it, because KT will still probably be a top team. So getting that win in the first round robin against one of those top teams is certainly a good start. For sure. Not only that though, but I want to highlight some of the players on KT. I thought Kuro, or not on KT, on Afrika, I thought Kuro played very well this series. 3 different champions, 3 solid KDAs, 3 wins. Obviously, one of them was Malzahar, so that's kind of like cheating. But he did his job in all 3 games. And the Veigar pick was surprising, and he looked good on it. It just Afrika couldn't hold it out. I also thought Kramer played well. Kramer struggled in their only loss in game 2, but otherwise he looked pretty well. He seems to have a firm grasp on the meta. He's even ahead of his time. If you saw his Time Lord build in game 1 as Cogblight, he rushed to Righteous Glory, which I honestly wasn't not a fan of. I know that's weird to say, but he made it work. Kramer, he was one of the guys who introduced that AD carry starting support item build into the league. He's always been I don't want to say the innovator or the inventor, so I'll say an early adapter, just because I don't know the origins of these kind of things within solo. That being said, next up on the docket, SKT took a 2-1 victory over the Rocks Tigers. This was sweaty. This was a tough win. This series. I mean, game 3 was like a stop, but otherwise it was kind of close. Yeah, the first, I mean, like you said, game 3, Wolf, we have to mention Wolf, the 2-time world champion support for SKT, came out in the jungle for the 3rd game. I think Como was just like, you know what, let's go for some flash here, and threw him into the jungle. He fed early. He died within the first 2 minutes, but then he didn't die the rest of the game. And SKT, they ended up, I think they were up 12-3 in kills at one point. It was a complete stomp. But the first 2 games were actually very close. Rocks got first blood in both games. They took a little bit of a lead in the first game, and then SKT came storming back. And then in the second game, Rocks were the ones that actually stomped. They almost got a perfect game. They gave up, I think, 2 kills, but the first kill didn't come until it wasn't until 20-something minutes into the game. They gave no game dragons. 2? Yeah, game 2. Oh, I'm looking at the recap. It says that there were 6 kills. Oh, was it 6? Okay. Well, it started off. I think it started out. There was only okay, yeah, but it took them a while in the game. It was close. Yeah, exactly. Until Rocks just kind of solid effort. Solid. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. Pardon the SKT pun, because now they have a support named effort. Yeah. But I think Rocks, and then that game 3. And then game 3, they got stomped, but that's what SKT does sometimes. So I mean, we have to let's discuss really quick how the new we're losing emergency smash glass in case of losing button. That's just putting Wolf in the jungle, and okay,
optimize their plan. Why? Talk to us about how that happened.
Like it was just, they came out, like you said, they looked kind of suspect in game 2, and it sounded as though Blank was playing bad by any means. More so than anything, Untara was the problem in game 2. I think he had 4 deaths by the end of it, and 3 of them came within the first 10 minutes of the game. So you're muted.
He did not look particularly comfortable in the game plan. Thank you, Wyatt.
Yeah.
Especially into a tough matchup like Camille, and when you have Songkwan on that Kha'Zix camping your lane. So obviously Untara is going to be under a microscope this season, right?
Yeah.
Because Huni is returned to North America. Untara is the top laner now, and instead of picking up other and SKT might have picked up some new rookies to train for that spot. But do you think Untara will be good enough? Do you think this SKT will be good enough to make top 3?
I think they will. I think Untara,
Well, then I guess that begs the question before you get into this rant. What's your top 4 in the LCK?
Top 4 right now, or what I think the top 4 will be. I think you're gonna have KSV.
Okay, number 1. Number 1.
I'm gonna do top 4, not a particular order.
All right.
I want to see more before I put them there.
Wait, do top 3 then, because you said SKT is gonna make top 3.
So yeah, okay. So I'm gonna say KSV. Kingzone and SKT.
So you don't believe in KT?
Not to get top 3. I think
they're so good in the regular season usually.
While Dragon did get 2-0'd the other
those
day,
assholes.
While those guys with the stupid name did get 2-0'd, I think they'll turn around. I like that roster. They didn't change the roster in the offseason. So I think that they'll be able to get there, and I like them better than KT. They're good in their regular season, but I'm never confident in them.
You can't be.
You can't. It's like messing with a rattlesnake. You just never know.
It's not even that. It's Charlie Brown and Lucy.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I believe in KT now, and you run towards it, and you just end up on your ass, and you're just like, oh, that hurt. Okay, cool.
It's terrible.
So I've learned my lesson. I also agree with you, Wyatt. I'm hesitant to believe in KT right now. I think they aren't even lacking in terms of roster, but they remind me a lot of a good NFL team or a good NBA team that has the players, but they don't necessarily have the strategy, the coaching staff that they need to exceed.
Exactly. They don't have their Greg Popovich, so to speak.
Yeah, you don't even need Popovich, but you just need somebody. And they've been making this, and then they keep making mistakes and they keep missing out. And at some point, if you're the players, you have to be like, hey, we're really good. What the hell are you Can we get some help over here? Anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about the LPL. LPL. I'm really excited for Rogue Warriors. I'm going to throw this out there. They played earlier today. They took a 2-0 victory over Top, a.k.a. Dan. And I know beating Dan isn't necessarily the end-all, be-all, you're a good team, because it's Dan. And it's over the course of Dan's career, Dan's run in the LPL, they haven't changed much. Last year, they were the team that did Baron at 20 minutes, regardless of game state. And if they got it, cool. If not, then they lost. And then once people figured that out, everybody planned around it, and they just lost a lot. Now this year, it appears their strategy is they're going to wait until 21 minutes, and then they're going to try and force a Baron. Which is they have an extra minute to ward or something, but
well, I mean, if you get extra minute, they might be able to catch somebody off guard. You never know.
Or nobody, because they still have no idea how to do vision control.
Well, I mean, and they're 0-4 on the season, so clearly,
it's not great.
Not much has changed.
But I really like Rogue Warriors. Mouse yesterday looked phenomenal. He played Alawi into Ornn, and then he took the Ornn into a Shen matchup, I believe, for game 2. And both of those games were 30-minute wins. I think game 1 was a 29-minute win. Everybody on this Rogue Warriors team, I love. I love all of these players. I think in the past, if you had maybe not a list of my all-stars, but players who I enjoy watching regardless if they win or lose, I would put a lot of these guys on there. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I think the Rogue Warriors I'm worried they might become the KT roster of China. Do you think Rogue has what it takes to be contenders in the postseason? I know it's really early to ask this question, but based on their performances, I just want to get your hot take on that.
I think they can. I think that's a pretty apt comparison. I mean, because they have a solid roster. I mean, like you said, you got Mouse Flawless, Doomby, SMLZ, and Kilua. I'm not sure about
Kalua. Yeah,
Kalua.
My boy Doomby though.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you got Doomby and SMLZ. Like those are two players that have been in this league for a while. They've been consistent performers. So I think you have a good base, and especially with as topsy turvy as the LPL can be at times, I think it's easier. I would say it's easier to kind of find your spot in the LPL than it is in the LCK, just because the nature of the meta and the gameplay in the LPL is just so volatile that anybody can kind of pop off at any moment.
Yeah, true. And you play more games.
Exactly, yeah. The one thing I think their division's not that bad.
Are they in the division of death?
I mean, they've got
RNG has the division of life, and then the other side of the bracket is just like
they're in the division with RNG. So it's JD, Warriors, Suning, RNG, Invictus, LG, D, and Top Sports.
IG,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about IG actually. Man, every time somebody hypes up IG, IG are the KT. Except they don't have any superstars other than Rookie, and every time somebody hypes up IG, they're like, "Oh man, they got this incredible superstar talent." I'm just like, no. Sit down, calm down, stop making me excited. It's not going to happen. It didn't happen. IG, of course, dropping their opening series. Is there anything you look at in this IG series, in this IG team, and you're like, yeah, they can probably go the distance? Or do you think they're just going to be like a solid mid-tier team, like a B, maybe B plus?
Yeah, I think they're just going to be like I've never seen an IG team the last like year and a half and been like, oh my god, yes, this is a team that I want to put all my faith in. So I think they'll be like it's with 4 spots for the playoffs. I think they might be able to squeeze in that 4 spot because I think top spots.
They'll definitely squeeze in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I don't think
they'll make it in there.
They are definitely good enough to like finish relatively high within their division. But like my problem comes from what happens when they go into playoffs, right? And like everybody gets powered up. I'm worried that they're showing a lot of their hand, or they'll have to show a lot of their hand in order to take wins over teams. And I'm also worried they don't learn from their mistakes because they're making a lot of mistakes that they made from last season. Not in terms of like meta and like how to do draft phase, obviously because the game has changed a lot, but in terms of like they don't get proper vision control. Sometimes they send their jungler out to random positions on the map when he should be grouping with team. Sometimes their top laner doesn't communicate with everybody else. There's just these weird things that just haven't been improved. And like getting a better AD carry, I don't think will necessarily fix any of that. So,
agreed.
Call me a skeptic. Call me a Debbie Downer, but like I am not sold on this IG team just yet. That's gonna do it for LPL coverage, though. Let's move on to EU. Why does this region exist?
It does exist. It is there are games that will be played. Yep. And people will cast them. People will play.
People will play.
A couple fans will probably be there.
We will watch some of these games probably.
Yeah, we'll probably be forced.
Do you have any predictions or gut feelings or anything you want to talk about EU before we move on?
Not really. Not at this point. Because just looking through these rosters, I have no idea who the fuck half of these people are. Because all the good players from the EU, or a lot of the good players went to NA. So
it's EU. There'll be new good players. I like G2 still. I think I still like G2, but G2's coaching staff got shook up, so like I don't know how that's gonna last. We'll see. But I like G2. I think G2's roster is fine. I think if they start underperforming, the roster is not the problem.
Yeah, I agree.
I would throw that out there. Okay, let's move on to NA. Something we know more about.
Yes.
How do you want to do this? Do you want to do a power rankings coming into the season, or do you want to just look at matches and predict or what?
I mean, we can look over some of the matches we've got coming up.
Okay.
Sure. I mean, I think like it's hard to. I mean, I think last time we did a little mini NA.
We agreed on it.
We talked a little bit about the rosters and kind of who we think will
That was for
contend and all
last
kind of stuff.
summer, right?
No, I think we did one like a couple weeks ago, I believe.
Did we really?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I know,
remember
right?
that. I don't remember that at all. Holy shit! Okay, let's go over some of these matchups.
But yeah, so opening week on Saturday.
Opening match, TL versus TSM. White, who do you got? Best of one.
Yeah, I love this best of ones again. It's gonna make things a lot.
I have my
more
evenings back. Feels good.
Exactly. I think you got to go with TSM. Like, I think they only got stronger, honestly,
Agreed.
with adding Sven and Mithy, like, and Mike Young. Like, I mean,
Mike Young.
Yeah,
Mike Young?
like that.
Mike
That team is so stacked. So
Mr. Cat.
And they got Song as a coach. Like,
I'm just watching your cat. I'm really sorry.
Oh, is he in the background? Yeah.
Yeah, he was just like messing around with one of the posters.
Yeah.
What you doing, buddy?
He like stretches up there. I don't know why he chooses that poster to stretch, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, I agree. TSM, I think TSM looks stronger TSM looks strong, and I don't know right now if there will be enough cohesion within the TL camp for them to get this win. Particularly, I think Impact, from what he's shown recently, or at least last year, wasn't the strongest player, and Hanser should win that matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Bjergsen is still a stronger mid laner than Pobelter, and I think the best bot lane in the West, XG2's bot lane, now TSM's bot lane of Sven and Mithy. I think they should be plenty fine. The cohesion they've built up over the past couple of years should be enough to counteract the raw skill of Double F and No Lane, because I don't think Double F and No Lane necessarily will be on the same page yet. Obviously, Double F is a very lane focused AD carry. Ole is all about that support, roaming support style. So I think there's going to be problems there. I'm more interested in this matchup later on into the series. For opening day, I will say TSM because it is a safe choice.
Agreed.
Let's move on. 100 Thieves. Let's just do every matchup. Why not?
Yeah.
Sure. 100 Thieves versus Optic Gaming. 100 Thieves will win. If you think Optic Gaming will win any games, please go get help. I don't like that team at all.
Yeah,
I don't like that team at all.
Yeah, it's like them and I think
Optic.
Golden Guardians are like they have such
bottom two. Bottom two. That's my bottom two for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100 Thieves, like their roster is pretty solid. Like, I mean, you got Someday, Meteos, Ryu, like.
The 100 Thieves roster looks solid. I don't know how much I like them necessarily, but I definitely think they're better than Optic, because here's what I see. Yeah. I see Arrow, who can carry, but he has a weaker laning phase. I see Lemonation, who is weak in laning phase. Mm-hmm. So their weaknesses stack against Afromu, who should be his meta with Alistar back in the swing of things, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Cody's son can deliver solid performances in lane. He's not really that bad. He's workable. You go to the mid lane. A motivated Ryu can carry games. We've seen it in the past. Power of Evil looks good in the big moments. Kind of iffy. We've also heard a lot of talking to people around the scene, just like, how good will he be without a jungler to hold his hand? Because on Misfits did a great job of covering his weaknesses and allowing him putting him in positions where he could carry. But now, instead of all the support he had there, he's got Lemonation, who's going to be 0-3 by the time he hits mid lane, and you've got Acadian, and Acadian's kind of iffy, And Zig's a role player, so I don't expect him to carry too hard. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I really hate Optic's roster, and I think 100 Thieves, by virtue of them not having a shitty roster and them having a coach who can make a game plan and be I know we can exploit these idiots. Here's how we do it. And just give people a list of instructions and they'll just do it and then they just win. Should be easy.
And I think it's pretty funny too that both of 100 Thieves matchups are so the first one is 100 Thieves versus Optic, and Nate Shot is the owner of 100 Thieves and used to play for Optic Gaming, and then 100 Thieves is playing CLG. They're playing CLG on Saturday, which is obviously Afromu's former team. We'll get there in a second. But pretty funny how they've put some pretty key matchups to open up the season for 100 Thieves.
They need to make sure people watch it. This is gonna be fun for sure. Okay, next matchup: Clutch versus Golden Guardians. Do you want to fight for Golden Guardians?
No, I think Clutch is gonna win just by virtue of the.
I love Clutch, man.
Yeah,
Clutch is it's Envy, but way better solo lanes.
Yep.
So I'm champ, let's do it.
Yep.
I'm excited for them. Golden Guardians, they have High on their team, so like we can never necessarily 100% count them out.
Yeah.
Maybe Lorlo, maybe High will do for Lorlo and Matt and Def and like all of them what he did for Cloud9. He'll just be like, all right, I'm gonna tell you all what to do. You just do it, and we'll win the game somehow. All right, trust. And they'll just be like, okay, and they're like just competent button pressers, and then High will be the mega mind, and they'll win some games like that. It'll probably happen, but I don't think in this.
Yeah, but yeah, probably not for a little bit.
Echo Fox versus FlyQuest. What an exciting matchup.
Yeah, this is like, I mean, I honestly don't really see. It's so hard to evaluate a lot of these rosters because so many of these rosters are just like a hodgepodge of players that we haven't really seen played together before. And they're just like, oh, let's see if this works. So, I mean, Echo Fox has got, Huni in the top lane.
That's they have the most volatile roster.
And Dardoch, the gem of NA junglers.
Phoenix.
Altec, Adrian. Yeah. And then, I guess I'll lean towards Fly.
But like FlyQuest, what does FlyQuest do for you? They got Flame, who look good.
They've got Flame,
who I like.
I like
Anda. They have the 2 Immortals rookies
who
never played.
Yeah,
with the Immortals subs who never played, and then they still have Turtle. So like, I'm not necessarily sold on either team.
Yeah, I think this is probably the biggest toss-up we're probably gonna have in week 1.
Here's what I think will happen. I think Echo Fox will have a strong start, and then they'll just crumble. So, by that logic, I think they will win this matchup.
Yeah.
I'm reading into the plot lines here.
And
then, yeah, okay. And then final matchup, Counter Logic Gaming versus Cloud9. Who's going to win? Huh.
This one's interesting. Because I'm not, like, they only lost, like, Cloud9 only got, CLG got better in the jungle versus the end of last split because they have somebody who's played more than 2 games.
I'm sure Omar Gardner's played solo queue. Come on, man.
Professional games. I think
feels bad, man.
Yeah.
Rainover, apparently they've been wanting Rainover for a while though. And I think Rainover could be a good stylistic fit for CLG.
No, I agree.
He seems like the kind of player who would be good for them.
Yeah, I think of the junglers that were left, I think he was probably the best bet for them. And then I think, at support it was Afromu to Biofrost, which,
is mechanical upgrade, shot calling downgrade.
Yeah. So I think overall, as an overall package, it's kind of a lateral move. Because like I said,
that lateral move is moving from 4th to 4th from last split. So like hopefully it should be fine.
Exactly. So
they're at Cloud9. They definitely moved the ball. They were definitely
they were all
went backwards. Man. I think the ball went backwards a little bit there for C9.
Yeah, because Svenskaren's still suspect in the jungle.
You know what? I'm willing to blame TSM, whatever the hell TSM does to their junglers, right? Because I remember Svenskaren when he was a beast on SK Gaming, like when he was fresh from EU.
Yeah.
My primary concern: Licorice got dumpstered in Challenger finals. If you get dumpstered in Challenger finals,
that's not a good look.
Welcome to like Darshan is the least of your worries, Bill. Where he will get crushed, I think. Yep. And then at some point it's gonna be like Licorice versus Someday, and he's just gonna get fucking annihilated. He's gonna be like, oh my God.
He's gonna be like, what am I doing here?
Happening?
Where am I?
Where am I? I expect CLG to win. Mm-hmm. I think it will be up to Jensen to see, as per usual, if he can carry. Because I'm not sold necessarily. I believe in CLG. I think.
I think, like I said, CLG, their rosters doesn't fundamentally look very much different than it did last.
Yeah, that's fine. It still looks fun.
You've got just different pieces, but the same basic play style, the same basic. Like I said, you just lost the shot caller, which I figure now probably either Darshan or you got
Rainover will probably help. I'm assuming who he can have a voice in it because he's people familiar with the CLG style should be fine.
Yeah, exactly. So I think CLG will be fine.
Yeah, they'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
Moving on to Sunday's games. Optic Gaming versus Team Liquid. Team Liquid will win.
Liquid, yeah.
Okay, cool. Moving on. FlyQuest versus TSM. I think TSM will win.
I think, yeah.
Okay, cool. Moving on. Counterlogic Gaming versus 100 Thieves. Who do you got?
I think I'm going to go with 100 Thieves. I think they have the potential to be more explosive than CLG does.
Okay.
Like CLG, they're going to play the same style, but I think 100 Thieves has some pretty big playmakers. With Someday and Media, like because Medios, he's a mixed bag.
He likes Ryu.
When he's on it, yeah, he's on it. And then, like I said, he likes Ryu. I think Cody Sun and Afromu can be a good pairing in the bottom lane.
You think they can contest Stixay and Bio? I think they're gonna lose lane pretty hard.
Yeah,
maybe not like hard, but like they're gonna lose lane.
Yeah, because I think Cody Sun will still need some time just to kind of fully kind of get
and Afro's strength was never exactly like he was never a lane bully,
Yeah, exactly. So,
and I think
Bio's been training with take it. It might be close, but I think they can take it.
Yeah, Bio's been training in the Double Lift Dojo of like lane smashing. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with CLG. Mainly because I don't think the synergy will be there for 100 Thieves. Mm-hmm. And I think Counterlogic Gaming will have a strong start. I believe that their cohesion and this is a good meta for them. Mm-hmm. So, and like Biofrost has proven he can make plays in the past, or he can fill like a what's it called? A Afromu-esque role. Yeah. While the 100 Thieves still have to work out synergy, like pockets of synergy within their team.
Yeah, that's right.
So just based on that, I'm going to go CLG. But I wouldn't be surprised. Like this could go either way. It's one of the more interesting matchups of the weekend.
Yeah.
Golden Guardians. Oh, sorry. Do you have anything else?
No, go for it.
Okay, yeah. Golden Guardians versus C9.
C9's going to walk all over him, yeah.
Okay, and then finally Echo Fox versus Clutch. I think this might be closer than people think.
I think this is probably going to be one of the closer matches. I think whereas Echo Fox FlyQuest was just kind of like a toss-up, I think Echo Fox versus Clutch can actually be a pretty
competitive series.
A pretty competitive series.
Maybe.
Like I say, it has the potential. I don't know if it'll actually be there.
Here's what I think will happen. I think Febiven is going to dumpster Phoenix.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And just because I like Lyra I like Lyra a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you look at across, and Dardock's good too. So I'm not necessarily looking for like a jungle victory win condition here from either team.
Yeah.
And then I look at the rest of the map, and it's like Hootie versus whoever they have. Who's Clutch?
Solo.
Yeah. Hootie's gonna be like, boy, I just came from LCK. Who is you? Pop, pop, pop. Done.
Yeah.
Right? But it's Hootie, so I don't know if he'll be able to translate that lead into a win necessarily. So I'm picking Clutch Gaming because I believe in their synergy. I also think Clutch Gaming bot lane should be able to generate their own micro advantage, and then through map control, they'll be able to suppress Echo Fox. But if it goes the other way,
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
I can see that happening too. I can see Hootie popping off.
Yeah,
I can see Dardock popping off. I don't see the mid lane popping off for Echo Fox. I will say that. I don't think Phoenix will play a pivotal role.
Yeah, I don't think he'll pop off. Yeah, I agree.
And then looking at the bot lane, like maybe Echo Fox has a good bot lane draft and Dardock gets them rolling early on, but I don't think they will smash so hard as to make Clutch Gaming's bot lane worthless, because that's one of the strengths of Clutch Gaming's bot lane is they're very consistent. They're able to stay in games. They're able to do stuff pretty consistently. Like they're B+ players for sure. Do we have other stuff we need to talk about? I don't think we do.
No, I think that's it.
Cool. League of Legends. It's back. I'm legitimately hyped, guys. I hope you guys are too. Yeah. That's right. That's gonna be it for FiestaWatch. It's gonna be a relatively quick episode while we kind of wait for our feet to get wet. We wait to see what happens in the early stages of the leagues. Wyatt, if people want to find you on Twitter, where can they do that?
You can find me on Twitter at MrDon. You can. It should be. I think it's right below my face there, right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to find me, you can talk about League of Legends, Overwatch, Mario Odyssey, whatever you want to talk about. Call of Duty, since I go to all the tournaments now.
Yeah. Rubbing everyone, don't you?
But yeah, that's where you can find me. And Noah, if they want you on Twitter, where can they find you?
They can find me, bang, 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 at RW_Noah Walter. I'm down to talk about Overwatch. I'm down to talk about League of Legends. I'm down to talk about whatever you want. I can't guarantee I'll know what's going on, but like I'll be there for you if you want. That's going to do it from us, everybody, though. Thank you very much for tuning in. Coming up next is the OWL podcast. We should have a full docket. We'll be discussing some of the matchups from week 1, give our general takeaways, talk about week 2. So stick around. We will be right back.